Tease it.
Welcome to the ninth FRT Podcast. I am exhausted. You might be able to tell, you might not, we don't know. But yeah, I've been at work all day and work sucks and everything sucks and whatever.
Oh.
But yeah, I know, it's so sad. Anyway, I'm Michael and we've got Allie with us today.
Hello.
We've got Jess.
Hello.
We've got China.
Hello.
And that's it, because unfortunately Rue couldn't make it today and Wiz is
God
no longer
damn
with
it,
us.
Rue.
Oh, I know. Rue stood us up. Anyway, so I thought, well, I saw Divergent last night and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you were IMing me about that.
Yeah, well, I was basically IMing you about how gorgeous that one guy is. But,
Yeah.
But you liked it, you said?
Yeah, it was really good, actually. I'm really liking this new trend of, like, really awesome female leads.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was really cool and I really liked it. The only thing that I think it really fell down on was, like, there wasn't a lot of diversity.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Like, they were pretty much all white people. I think there was a couple that weren't, but that was it.
The main bad guy.
Divergent didn't have diversity.
Yeah, I know. But it's almost worth seeing just for the pretty people. But then I'm biased just because that one guy was super pretty.
I was considering reading the book series because I like to do that a lot whenever like new movies come out and then I know that they're from like a book series. I'm like, maybe I should try reading the books before I watch the movies just to have like an idea of what's going on, because obviously the movies won't always include everything, so there will be a lot of details that I'm like, wait, hold on, something's missing here. What's going on here?
I actually almost always do it the opposite way around. I almost, like, if I'm going to read a book, I tend to, like, watch the thing and then read the book. Because I
Right.
found out that reading the book and then watching the thing, it ruins the movie or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'll be sitting there like, oh, well, this is missing the thing that happened in the book. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the only movies that have actually outdone the book is The Hunger Games, I think, for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think because the Hunger Games, there's a lot of emphasis on what they're wearing and stuff on the Hunger Games in the books.
Mm-hmm.
And that can take up pages, and then it's just really quick in the movie, so you don't have to, spend pages reading about her gown or whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like she had really bad pacing, too, in the books. Like, she just didn't know what to spend how many pages on, and it just sometimes dragged, sometimes went way too fast. Like, the end of the third book just went, like, way too fast for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it was too short, that book, as well, I think. The third one. And it was just terrible, in my opinion, but,
Same here.
I stopped reading the third book about halfway through.
Oh, I don't blame you. I got really pissed off with it, to be honest.
I stayed up till, like, 3 in the morning finishing the third book, and I've never been so mad at a book in my entire life. I wanted to throw my tablet out the window.
Yeah,
my.
it was really annoying. It was really annoying. Anyway, I thought we'd talk a little bit about, since Ananon brought it up, that I wasn't apparently talking about it enough. I thought we'd talk about the Gavin and Michael thing with Octodad. Yeah, Dadly as Catch.
I really loved that game, and I watched it with another Let's Player first, and I fell in love with how silly it was, so I was looking forward to seeing them play it, and I was really disappointed with the jokes they made. It just was not... There was nothing funny about it, and it was really tasteless, and I'm not even triggered by it, and it was still really harmful and hard to listen to. I wanted to turn it off, and I turned it off several times before I could finish it.
Yeah, for people who don't know, the first one was alright, but then they made a lot of molestation jokes in the second one.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Which was, because they do a part 1 and a part 2, and the part 1 was alright, and then the part 2 was pretty awful, apparently. I haven't watched it yet. I don't know if I want to, after
Yeah, of
the
course.
the damning.
Since I watched it, do you want me to talk about it more in detail, or do you want
Well,
to
yeah,
say...
you and Jess can, because I don't think Allie and I have seen it. Have you, Allie?
No, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen
I'm
it.
behind on all of the content.
Yeah, me too. I'm like a month behind. It's really
Yeah.
bad.
Okay, so in the second part, they went to an aquarium, and one of the things was you had to find your family, and the little boy went to this, like, quiz type thing, and you have to solve all these little puzzles and shit, and there are 2 exits since it's, like, parent-child, and there's, like, a little kid slide type exit to go to the next room, and then there's an adult-shaped, like, door that you can go through as an adult. And so they're labeled, I guess, because you would need to know that. And they just kept making jokes about, like, the kid's hole, which, of course, you can guess what kind of tasteless jokes came from that.
Oh my god.
And they, at one point, there was, like, these little stuffed crabs, like stuffed animal crabs, and they took that down the hole, so they joked about, the kid's hole having crabs, which was just really fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. It's just like, why, though? Why would they make those jokes? Why?
It didn't really add anything. It was just uncomfortable.
I think we kind of like touched upon this a little bit in the tiny chat as far as like Michael and Ray's behavior can go, where it's like if they know that they can take the opportunity to make such a joke, they'll either do it out of spite or just because the opportunity was presented and they're like, well, I'm just gonna do this, and then they make the joke, quote unquote, and then it's just absolutely horrible.
I think I remember Gavin making some of the jokes too. I don't think it was just Michael.
Yeah, it was definitely both of them.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I think a lot of the times whenever Gavin and Michael usually do stuff, there's like the side from Gavin that is like just terrible comes out a lot of the times. I mean that's not to say that Gavin is also like 100% in like a saint, because he's done some really shitty things and he still continues to do some shitty things sometimes. But I'm just commenting just because it's like the behavior comes out really predominantly a lot in Michael and Ray especially. And like Gavin just does. I don't know what to say about Gavin. There's a lot of things I can say about
goes
Gavin,
along with
but
whatever's going on, I think, most of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't think it's fair to say that Gavin's worst side is brought out by Michael either, because they do a lot of content together that isn't bad, like, you know, Surgeon Simulator and Slender and all that kind of stuff. There wasn't really too much bad about that. There were a few things, but it wasn't hugely bad. And this is just a whole new level of awful.
yeah.
I think they also chased around a guy in like a hammerhead shark suit, and I'm pretty and like joked about like molesting him, and I'm pretty sure that was Gavin's idea. I remember that being Gavin's idea.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they think that's funny.
I don't know why they think that again, like when the opportunity presents itself, tells them that it's a good idea to do it in the first place.
Yeah, I've no idea. I just don't understand why someone would make that kind of joke. Like, why is that funny? Why is molestation supposed to be funny? What's funny about it? Like, I don't get it.
Especially about the kids.
Yeah, like, it's just like, maybe I'm just humorless, but I don't get what's supposed to be funny about that.
It doesn't. I mean, it's not really making you humorless. It's just common sense. Like you don't say that kind of shit, you know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people still don't get it.
And it's just a shame because that game lends itself to being so funny in such like a not bad way. Like when they accidentally got forced through to the next area and couldn't see what they were doing and ended up dying because they got caught. Like that's funny. It doesn't have to be making jokes about sexualizing kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is a shame because they could have. Because like I was looking forward to watching part 2 of that because like it could have been really funny without being awful. Like there's just so much potential for humor there without having to resort to shitty things.
As always.
The video did have its moments, but, you know, joking about child molestation kind of killed the whole thing.
I did put a trigger warning up. Well, I didn't put a trigger warning up. I just reblogged trigger warning, which I do when something's particularly bad, I think.
I don't know. This just continually brings up the frustration that I constantly have whenever we bring up like the shitty stuff that they do in like any sort of videos, where it's like a lot of people, including them, fail to grasp that they can be funny. Just like you guys just said, like they could be funny without making those kinds of like jokes or comments or anything like that. And I don't know, it's really personally frustrating to like see how they make people feel, and it just feels like they're just totally blind to it at this point.
Yeah.
And it just feels really malicious, and it's not that's not great, you know. This is like you gotta change that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's malicious or not. On the one hand, I get a kind of feeling that it's kind of a hit back. Like, you know, they're going, oh, well, you can't do anything. I'm just going to do what I want, and this is the jokes that I'm going to make.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's that or if it's just coincidental or what. I don't know.
I think in particular, like, child rape is just so bad you don't really think of it as a thing that happens to real people, just kind of like a thing that bad people do as opposed to thinking about happening to real people. And I don't think they think about that somebody may be watching who had that happen to them.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they think about that in general.
It's been brought to their attention. I think they just do things out of spite sometimes.
It would be sad if that was the case, because I like to think the best of people, but...
I've heard in, like, the Minecraft Let's Plays, whenever they say something, like, they'll say the R word, and then, like, somebody will say sarcastically, oh, you can't say that! You know, they'll take it down. And then I'm just kind of like, are you kidding me? Come on.
Or that one where Ray, like, corrected himself to say, like, shit instead of stuff, but still said the R word. That was pretty quality.
I didn't feel like the others were being sarcastic so much about that, but Ray definitely. And Ryan corrected himself fine, you know, so that was fine.
Yeah. I usually like to like hear whenever like Jeff, or like when he's like the older guys like corrects them, because it kind of feels more a little bit genuine from them, especially like Jeff, who's like their boss.
I don't think I like Ryan as well a lot, because I don't think Ryan has a malicious bone in his body, not like in the same way.
He'll still say like problematic stuff, but he doesn't do it like, I don't think, intentionally sometimes. But it's still being said.
Yeah, but then he genuinely corrects himself as well when he does slip up and say something that he considers to be too far.
And there's always the chance of education with somebody who doesn't know any better, as opposed to people who are just doing it to piss people off.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, I don't get the feeling that Ryan would do something just to piss people off, if you know what I mean.
No. No. I mean, I think they just have the better sense to know that that's just I don't know, it's just a waste of time to just do things just to piss people off.
Yeah, it gets a bit irritating. But whilst we're on the topic of Rooster Teeth, we have the 11th anniversary just happened.
Yay!
I mean, I say just happened, it was like 10 days ago.
Yeah.
Close enough.
April 1st.
Yeah, April 1st,
Yeah.
and it'll be a little more than 10 days when this podcast comes out. But yeah, so that's cool. I don't know if they're still doing the anniversary sale, but if they are by the time you hear this podcast, you should probably check it out.
I think it was the 1st to the 11th.
Okay, so then you can't have it. Sorry.
You can't do it.
No.
Too bad.
It's gone. You can't have it.
No more 11%.
No more 11% off, no.
Aww. On the last anniversary, I tried to go I didn't know how to use the sale thing. I just went and I bought the 10th anniversary shirt, and I was like, yeah, I got it for 10% off, and then I realized I didn't put in the promo code, so I just got it at the normal price, and I was like, well, fuck.
Ugh, oops. I wonder if they'll keep doing that, just keep rising, the discount. Like, what happens when it gets
the
to, like...
100th anniversary?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, what happens when they get to, like, 50 years?
Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine?
This might as well, like, just... That'd be... Actually, you know what? That'd be the coolest thing.
It would
what
be
if,
cool.
like, something really, really cool happens to the company? Like, and then they're just like, 50% off of everything! Have everything, guys! Here we go! Let's do sales! The stuff, honestly, in my opinion, probably would be flying off the shelves.
No, but it would be super cool if, like, the Rooster Teeth keeps going and, like, Gavin takes over or
yes.
something.
Yeah.
Of Bernie, and then we've got Millie doing Achievement Hunter, and...
Oh my god. That's the one thing that I'm looking forward to. Somebody made a post about that, like, a long time ago that I saw, where it's like, one day we're gonna be, like, watching Achievement Hunter, and then it'll be like, hey, this is Millie Ramsey, and you're watching Awu, and I'll be like, oh!
Yes,
so
that's gonna be the
cute.
best.
It's gonna be super
That's
cute.
the day I'm waiting for.
Yeah. Oh my
Super
god.
cool. Or Michael and, Lindsay's possible children.
Yeah.
Way
Their
in the
wedding's
future.
coming up soon.
Very soon, yes.
Oh,
Isn't it
God.
in May?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming along shortly, along with RTX 2014,
Yeah.
which is also fast approaching.
Oh my god. I can't imagine how stressed out they must feel, because they're like, I mean, Barbara and Gus usually handle all of the stuff to do with RTX and everything, but they still have like a lot of things that they need to probably get to, which is like making sure the venue's okay and everything like that, plus like the wedding and all that stuff. And they're also, I just saw like an announcement on Facebook that they're attending PAX East. So they're like working with the other cons too that are happening, since it's like summer's approaching and all the cons are happening.
Super cool. And super
Yay.
stressful for them. But
Yeah.
I'm constantly jealous of China, though, because they live in Texas.
Yeah, if you come to
Oh.
RTX, come hit me up. You see a short person in a giant red hoodie on UT campus, that's probably me.
They're constantly, like, in danger of bumping into Rooster Teeth people.
It would probably be really bad. I'm glad I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. I'm like, Gina, can I go stay with you just so I can go and stare inside the RTX building?
Just waiting.
Yeah.
There's
Waiting.
actually a bus stop that gets me like 5 minutes from there, walking. I could get there pretty
Wow.
easily.
God, that must be the coolest shit.
Austin's pretty nice on its own. I mean, since I've never seen them.
Where I live is just all of the celebrities have their like vacation homes down here, but they're all on a separate island. So there's like no chance of me bumping into anybody but like our governors or mayors around here. That's about as famous as I can get as far as celebrities
Yeah.
go over here.
But not that Rooster Teeth really count as celebrities, I don't think. They're sort of
Well,
pseudo-celebrities.
There's celebrities in our hearts.
Yeah.
Joel sort of is a celebrity because he's been on like TV and stuff.
Yeah, but he's been on, like, no offense to Joel, but he's been on, like, shitty TV, on, like, bit parts. Like, he's played like that guy at the end of Criminal Minds giving a statement for the last 5 seconds, you know.
He was on that episode of Friends, and I kept laughing because for a while when they marathon Friends on, they still do on like Nick at Night, they just played that episode like 4 times a week, where he was just behind Rachel and Ross, and he just looked like really shocked or really deep in thought, and I was just watching him the whole time like, Joel, what are you doing? Joel, oh my god.
Yeah, I think he's been on Criminal Minds twice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call that, you know, celebrityism.
Well, it's pretty close.
Well,
ish.
he's touched some celebrities.
Rub some elbows, you know.
Yeah,
Same
he's
dip.
been around some celebrities.
Gavin's done movie stuff, but I don't think that would consider him a celebrity.
Again, he's rubbed elbows with celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess they're pretty close because they've met celebrities. Like, Bernie met Stan Lee that one time, which I thought was the coolest shit ever. Like, I'd fucking shit myself if I ever met Stan Lee.
I think
they work
Bernie
with the,
did shit himself a bit, didn't he?
Probably.
I don't know. I think celebrity requires you being actually recognised by a fair amount of the public.
And not just a corner of the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then officiating yourself on Tumblr or something like that. Like, you have to, like, pay a fee or something like that. I think Bernie said that he and some of the other employees were going to do that. But when they found out they had to pay for it, they're like, yeah, fuck this. We're just going to keep our Twitters the way that they are.
Yeah, it's quite expensive as well, I think. I can't remember exactly
Yeah.
how much it is, but it's not something to sneeze at.
It's like $2,000 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to tweet a certain amount or something like that, I think. I don't know. I don't remember exactly because I saw this podcast a long time ago, but I know that there's like a fee and then there's like some minimal requirements that you have to do before you can have that little blue check mark next to your name.
I wonder if like really famous people have to pay those requirements.
They probably do. It probably is like 0.2% of like how much money they actually have. Like, it's just like $2 in their wallet or some shit.
I'm just thinking, like, if Morgan Freeman joined Twitter, I don't know if he's on Twitter or not, would they make him pay $2,000 or would they consider it like...
He'd probably, well, I mean, considering he'd probably want to, because there are a lot of the joke accounts and everything like that, or people being like, hey, yeah, I'm Morgan Freeman, or yeah, I'm Emma Watson, or something like that, and then it's like, well, are you? Do you have the blue check mark?
I ran into that today when I was trying, because I was playing with my new not an iPad, it's a tablet, Android tablet, and I was playing with it and I was trying to find Rooster Teeth on Vine, and it was just like a bunch of fake, not Rooster Teeth accounts. And I was like,
Yeah.
why? Give me Rooster Teeth. I just followed, that's all I followed on Vine, just Gavin Free and Rooster Teeth so far. And then I got annoyed and then shut it down.
Yeah. I followed Ben for a while. And that was really interesting because all of his Vines are just different clubs and parties he's been to. All of them.
Okay.
And then that one Vine of him, or not him, I think it was Gavin or Caleb in the office. And that's it. But the rest were just him partying. And I
Does
was
he
like,
party a lot then?
he parties a lot because he posts the Vines like every day.
Well, I mean,
That's
Austin's
so
pretty good
funny.
for that.
Yeah. No, but I think he was living... Because he didn't live in Austin for too long. Because he was, like, between the UK and Austin, I think, for a while. And I think he went back.
Yeah, because
I'm not entirely sure.
he is British, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the only other British employee, as far as we know.
As far as we
Besides
know.
Gavin.
There might be some working behind the scenes that
Yeah.
we don't know about.
Yeah.
Although I don't think that Rooster Teeth would, waste the British voice.
The beautiful accents.
Yeah, our beautiful accents. Our nasal, beautiful accents. We all sound like we're speaking
No, but
through
I
our
gotta
nose.
admit, like, the accents, like, super, like, make me melt. Not just, like, the British accents, just, like, a bunch of accents. Like, it's my thing. I like
Irish accents, though. No, I love Irish accents. And Scottish.
I remember that time you lulled my friend to sleep with your voice while we played Minecraft. That was the funniest moment of my life. She was awake and you started talking and she was just gone. And I was like, okay.
apparently,
Michael.
apparently I could do ASMR then.
Yeah, you should totally just give it a shot. Just play some really quiet ambient music in the background and just read something.
Yeah, I could try doing that. I read a Game of Thrones and they slowly drift off and then they wake up and someone's being murdered brutally.
Oh my god, speaking of reading stuff, my friends and I recently just went through finding all the dramatic readings of really bad romance books and just lost our shit. Because there's this one guy who does like some of the dramatic readings, and his voice, the way he does like this really forced like announcer voice, but it sounds hilarious. And that tied in with some of the vocabulary that like some of the authors use in the romance books is absolutely ridiculous. It's possibly the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Didn't we have a giggle at that at one of the tiny chats?
Yeah, that was it was Rough and Ready, I think it was.
Yeah, because that was so funny. I think I shared it with you as well, Tina.
I don't remember. I do know that I love dramatic readings of like fantasy romance novels. Those are my favorite.
No,
God,
I'll have to link up that because that one was pretty funny.
It's just absolutely, it's super NSFW, but it's absolutely hilarious. And the
It
part
is.
that kills everybody is the galloping abs.
Yes, the galloping abs was something. Yeah, I'll have to link up that. You'll have to find it again so I can link up it.
Oh yeah, I just reblogged it like recently, so I'll be able to give it to you soon.
Yay.
It's so funny. Everybody needs to listen to it if you're like not uncomfortable by like very badly described sexual scenes. Definitely give it a listen.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And then I went to the Tumblr that me and Rue created, the one that's like in an endless loop.
Oh, I forgot what that one is.
It was he entered her like a lottery.
Yeah. He entered her like a lottery, and then it just loops back and forth like he entered her. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really glad that Rue found that code.
I will have to link up that one as well.
It's like thinking about that a lot whenever I'm like down and shit.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to not be depressed, or not be sad, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to cure depression, no matter how much you wish it.
I will let you know, and we can look into marketing if it does.
Yeah.
So, in gaming news that excites me, I found out that The Last of Us is coming to the PlayStation 4 today, and I am super excited because I never got to play it.
Yay! I just want it to come to PC and I'd be happy.
I just want it to be on Xbox and then I'll be happy.
Yeah. That's a good game. I can't ever play the game myself just because some of the creatures in the game stress the hell out of me. But I've watched like the Let's Plays and like the cinematic version of it. It's fucking make me cry.
Shout out!
Really great.
Shout out to Bridget's cosplay of a clicker.
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, that was fucking terrifying because she can make the noise really good.
Yeah, it's
I was in
creepy.
Tiny Chat just long enough to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that
really
was creepy.
scary. Ugh.
I'm probably not going to play it that well because I'm a big baby about scary things. Like, I've tried playing Outlast, and I pretty much close it in like 20 minutes, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try.
I'm exactly the same way because I get really immersed in those kind of video games, and then I find them really stressful because I'm just like I can only play BioShock for like very short periods at a time.
Same.
Oh god. Oh god.
I get really paranoid, especially in like BioShock because it's first person, and then I like spend half the time whipping around trying to see if anybody's coming up behind me. It's just bad.
Yeah, I get the
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah, I'm sure that my blood pressure goes through the roof when I'm playing those things.
Oh my god. I played about 5 minutes of the first one, and when the first splicer attacked me, I just dropped the controller and walked out of the room. Fucking terrified. That's exactly what The Last of Us is, because I had the headphones on, so I was listening to like the clickers making the noise, but they skip through a lot. So, but I know it's like a lot of the times it's exactly the same thing as in BioShock, where you will hear like the monsters, but you can't see them, especially when you're in the darker areas.
Yeah.
And you will have to spend your time trying to find them. But I think there's like a thing like they do in Left 4 Dead where you can see like the monsters through the walls, so you have an idea of where they go, but I'm not sure. I never played the game still, but it's pretty scary.
Yeah. Oh god, that reminds me of when I was very young and I was playing Silent Hill 2 with my sibling.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and we were sitting in our room playing Silent Hill 2, and we had like the lights out and everything, and we were playing, and well, I was playing and they were watching, and we had like a light up lamp that would light up like noise sensitive, so like the noise would make light up. And I don't know if you've ever played Silent Hill 2, but there were these things like the weird staticky things, and then if you hit them and they didn't hit them second time, they would just sort of scuttle along the ground.
Oh my god.
And I'm really bad at these kinds of games because I'm really bad at puzzles, and so I was sort of wandering through the town really confused about where I was going to go next. I had killed all the monsters and everything, and then one of those scuttle things just came out of nowhere and just scuttled right past us, and my sibling screamed, and then the whole room lit up because of the lamp.
Something similar happened to me with a movie instead of a video game. I think we were watching one of the Saw movies, and my friend fell asleep behind me, and she woke up. It was like 3 or 4, the one where somebody pops out of the bathtub at the end. and we were right about there. My friend woke up and put her hand on my shoulder right popped out of the bathtub, and I have never screamed so hard in my entire life. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
But see, I get scared just turning the corner and nearly walking into somebody. Like, legitimately, like, everything jerks, and then I'm just like, I'm cold for like half a second. I'm like, and then like freaking out. So I can't even imagine. Like, I don't know. The Grumps recently played Silent Hill for Christmas because they thought it was a super Christmassy game, and it was the Silent Hill for the Wii. It was Shattered Memories or something like that. That was an experience just watching them play it, because on top of the fact that one of the Grumps, Danny, screams very, very high-pitched and very, very loudly, it scared the fuck out of me several times watching the videos. But I somehow marathoned them, so I don't know. I don't know how anybody, especially a game like Silent Hill, I don't know how anybody could ever sit through those kinds of games. I salute everybody who's able to sit through those games and just with a straight face manage to play, or just finish it at all, so good on you.
Yeah, they're very tense games. Very scary.
I tried playing Dead Space, and
God.
I don't know if you've ever played Dead Space, but a lot of the necromorphs tend to like play dead until you get close, then pop up. And I got so paranoid about them doing that I would just like stand there and like slowly kick them into the pits. And my friend was watching me do this, and I would like kick every single body into the pit, no matter how repped up they were. Like, they could be missing a head, and I was still kicking them into the pit. And my friend was like, "You're gonna have to go down there one day. You're gonna have to go down there, and it's gonna be like a giant pile of necromorphs that you've kicked into those pits."
Did you have to go in there?
I don't think so. I haven't played it since then because I can't play it alone. But I seems like a plausible thing to me.
I got a preview of that game, and I didn't sleep that night. It was terrible.
I think it's still free on Origin, so if anybody's listening and wants to try, I think you can get it for free on Origin still.
I think you're right. I have it. I have so many games. Like, I shouldn't be complaining. I have like 200 other fuckers. But like,
Jesus Christ, Michael.
But I can't play. Well, it's the Humble Bundle, isn't it? Before you know it, you've got 200 games.
I have 100, so I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm sad that this week sucks.
Yeah, it does suck a bit. My friend Sam's gonna get it, I think, and then I'm gonna steal Guacamole off them.
The only game that looked interesting was Surgeon Simulator, but I already have that, so...
Yeah, I have that as well. And then I didn't want any of the bigger ones, I don't think. No, I know so many non-binary people, like they is just an automatic now.
Are you guys gonna give Goat Simulator a shot? Because I watched some of the playthrough and I've never laughed so hard at such a silly game.
I watched
I kind of want to, just to glitch through the world like Markiplier did, I think. It's hilarious.
Is it? Does anyone know if it's multiplayer? Because that would be the best thing in the world.
No, I don't
I
think
don't think so.
No.
Oh, because I would love to play it with my friend Beth.
Oh my god, it's so funny though, because I watched the Grumps play, and at some point the goat got stuck on the railing while he was in like the anti-gravity chamber, and it started spinning really, really fast, and they were really freaking out because they had no idea what happened, and either the goat glitched or it was actually supposed to happen. They got like 1,000,000 points off just that, and it was ridiculous. And then dragging everything with your tongue, and then jumping on like mattresses and trampolines to like the high spots and just flying everywhere. Oh god, everybody needs to get that game and play it. It's the funniest shit ever. It's so funny.
I'll probably get it when it comes on sale, because I'm kind of reluctant to spend that much on it.
There is no multiplayer, except in patch 1.1 they're going to add split screen multiplayer local.
Sweet.
Ooh.
Jess, sorry, did you want to say something?
No, I was just wondering, is there a end game point to the game, or is it just fuck shit up?
I think it's just fuck shit up. Yeah.
I think like most simulators, you're just supposed to, enjoy yourself. I think there's also a chicken simulator that I saw Mark play.
Oh my god, what? That is
Chicken
awesome.
Simulator.
That is
I think
awesome.
it was also an Oculus Rift game. I'm pretty positive
Yeah.
that it was it's an Oculus Rift chicken simulator. It's great.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There are some really ridiculous simulators out there, though. Like, not even, like, there's funny simulators, like Goat Simulator and Chicken Simulator, and that's fine. But then you get stuff like Warehouse Simulator and, like, Logistics Simulator, and it's like...
Or all the, like, trucks and, like, trains and...
Well, I can understand trucks and trains, but logistics? Why would anyone want to be? Well, why would anyone want to simulate putting boxes on shelves in a warehouse? Why? Why would that be a
Why
thing?
wouldn't you, Michael?
Did that not sound fun to
God.
you, Michael?
No, it doesn't sound fun to me in the slightest. I think
I'd like to play that one.
I watched a Let's Play of it once, and credit to the guys who did it for making it actually entertaining, like putting boxes on shelves.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. I just
Yeah.
checked Steam. There's a Daedalic Entertainment bundle. I don't know if it's still going to be up when this comes out, but whatever. 77% off, so you get $214 worth of games for $50.
Nice.
So
You'll
if
have
you,
to. You'll have to remind me later so that I can, look at that. Also, you should probably link dump it.
Yeah.
Put the
Holy
link
shit.
in the thingy.
It makes me so sad because Steam has such like awesome sales and I could partake in them if only my computer were more powerful.
Yeah.
Like I could barely handle Minecraft, let alone any other game that I could try to download on here, so. And I put a lot of like stuff on my computer too, so I can't really do much.
Do you have a Mac or just a computer?
No, it's an HP.
Nice. HP is one of my favorite brand actually.
Yeah, it's a really good brand. My dad like raves about it all the time because he works with like computers and printers and stuff like that. And he adores my laptop because he's like, it has so much power. It's such a good computer. Look at how long it lasted you. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, I know. Okay. What do you want with my laptop? Just leave it alone. It's mine.
Yeah, I used to be a diehard HP fan, but I moved over to Acer, and I'm actually pretty pleased with Acer so far. So
I think like this is just like by word of mouth. Like some of the older Acer computers weren't that great, and some of the newer models are experiencing some troubles because I know that a friend of mine has not a newer model. I think she has like 2012, 2013, and it started giving her problems like a month into it. But that also might have been where she bought it from.
yeah, I've had the one I've got now, the Acer Aspire, for a year now, and it's been really good.
Yeah.
I can't complain because it was like £450, and it's an i5 processor. It's got a dedicated graphics card. And
Wow,
it's
that's
got,
not bad.
And it's got 8 GB of memory, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty good for £450. That's because £450 is like budget laptop here.
Yeah.
You can usually expect to spend like $700 for the same kind of thing on another brand. So
The i5 and the i7 processors should be, I mean, understandably they're pretty expensive here, because they're really powerful computers, and a lot of them are just like reaching to like the thousands in prices and everything. But they're beautiful processors, and they're just like, I don't know that much about computers, but I just know that, I mean, with my computer, it being an i3, it runs really smoothly and it runs really nicely, and it's like lasted me 4 years already. So I can't imagine how it is having an i5 or an i7 with that much power. Like, you could rule the fucking world.
yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I mean, it still won't run the new Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Yeah, but that's well, it will run the processor would run it, but the my graphics card isn't quite good enough for it, which is annoying. But what are you gonna do?
On my older computer, I had before I got my desktop, I had one that I tried to play Assassin's Creed 2, and there was seriously like 2 or 3 frames a second, and I was trying to play it that way, and it was really unfortunate since you start out with a baby Ezio, and you have to like be born and shit. It was really exciting stuff when I couldn't see what the hell I was doing.
Oh my god. Oh god, I can't imagine that with games especially like that. Especially with Black Flag, which has a lot, since it's like, you have a lot more areas to explore, and there's a lot more that it has to load up, because with the recent 2 games, Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed 4, there's a lot of just areas that it has to have already preloaded before you can work the game smoothly.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it at that point, it's going to really suck to be able to play it. So
Yeah,
that
like
requires a
chunk
lot of
loading, so-
power. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Assassin's Creed 2 doesn't run that smoothly for me, but I think that's more the port than the computer, because like the GTA 4 port is terrible.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
I got Black Flag for my PS4, and I have, it was Angel singing in the background, that I got to use a controller instead of having to use the keyboard port. It was a magical moment.
Yeah, I actually got a controller for my computer. That's pretty cool. It's like an Xbox controller, but you use it for your computer.
Yeah. I want to be able to do that one day. Just have a gaming computer where I can use the controllers for it, because using the keyboards, I mean, I mess up already enough with just typing. I can't imagine how it would be if I'm trying to use commands, and instead of trying to kill somebody, I'd just go and just jump ahead of them or into them or something like that.
I'll tell you something
Yeah.
though. Because I started playing Assassin's Creed 2 on my keyboard, and now I've moved over to the controller, and that fucked me up.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how to do anything. I had to like test all the buttons, and I'm still having issues.
Let me tell you though, a good way to like have fun if you're just like digging around in Assassin's Creed is to walk the dinosaur, which
I'm gonna
it
try
takes
one day.
a little bit of mastering, because you have to have the trigger button pressed down a little bit and then jerk the what's it called, the joystick quickly enough so that he's like crouch walking and doing the dinosaur.
Perfect.
That's really fun. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll have to try doing that sometime.
Just don't do it into the guards, because then they'll just get pissed off for no reason and start attacking you.
In 3, I had a lot of fun with Desmond, where I would press the trigger to make him run instead of walk, and he would just wiggle his butt, and I would just stand there and do that for like 10 minutes. It was...
Oh god, I know exactly what you're talking about. I did the same thing with Connor.
I would just stand there and watch the butt wiggle.
Because the thing is that the face that they use for Desmond is a beautiful, beautiful man, and I just want to stare at his face forever. He's fucking gorgeous.
Much
Francisco
like 4.
Rendez. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I googled him after you told me about him, because you said the name and I was like, wait, who is this? And then I googled it and I was like, oh my god.
No, I know, his face is just so... Like, there was all this intense stuff happening and people dying, and I'm just like, yeah, but his face is really nice.
Yeah, but his face though.
Yeah, exactly. And then I couldn't, like, gush about it because I was watching it with my dad, and my dad's, like, accepted the whole trans thing and everything, but he's a bit uneasy about that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I just wanted to gush to my sibling about how gorgeous he was, but then I couldn't
Yeah.
because my dad was there. So, like, as soon as, like, my dad drove off in his car, I was like, oh my god, did you see that guy? Wasn't he beautiful? He really was
I
a
love being
beautiful
able
man.
to do that in movies. I do that a lot in movies whenever they have like actors that I think are incredibly, ridiculously attractive.
Yeah,
just watch them the whole time.
Yeah, I know, but you know that someone, like, is ridiculously attractive when, like, they're so attractive that you're actually distracted from the plot of the movie by how
Yeah.
attractive they are.
So
Pretty
there was 4
much.
who was attractive, but the one main bad guy kind of looked like a punk rock Macklemore, and I couldn't take the movie seriously because of that.
Yeah, I could see it, actually, to be honest. He did look a bit like that.
I
Yeah.
just pictured Macklemore with like some like black ass clothes and just like
Yeah, pretty much. And also, you
Oh,
know,
God.
like, massive ear stretchy thing, you know, those...
the gauges.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And you know, pretty muscular, bit of a meathead.
Muscles.
Picture like meathead Macklemore, and you're about that.
Meathead Macklemore with eyeliner.
Yeah. He was very broody,
Jesus
wasn't
Christ.
he? He had a lot of issues, that guy.
There was a little bit wrong with him.
Yeah. Maybe he was just in love with 4. Maybe that was it.
Probably.
Quick, to the
Maybe
fan
wasn't.
fiction.
I bet you anything you will go to fanfiction.net and find the pairing.
I might do. It probably exists.
Yeah.
It's got, you know, it's perfect for that love-hate setup.
They can call it Mackle 4.
Macklemore,
my
oh my god,
God.
that's great.
Fuck!
No. I made the best pun in the world the other day, though.
Oh god, what?
Down
What,
with the
Michael?
system.
What?
Down with this system, I saw
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the tags.
I tried to explain why it was funny to my dad, and he was like, I don't get it. And I was like, it's okay, Dad. Down with the system.
Puns will literally be the end of me.
I love
that
puns.
and shameless.
I love good puns.
I have a friend of mine who's also named Michael, who I laugh about because whenever I talk about you to him, I'm like, no, not you, Michael. My friend Michael, who runs Feminist Rooster Teeth. Him doing this, and then I'd be like, and then you, Michael, not him, Michael, and then I'm just like flipping back and forth, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just, I had to come up with a nickname so I wouldn't mix you guys, so like I call you Michael, and I call him Nugget.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm running into that with my friend Beth, because my friend Beth is just starting to date again after recently breaking it with her boyfriend, and
Yeah.
unfortunately she started to date someone called Michael. So that's awkward. And then I'm like trying to get her to call him Mike,
Yeah.
because I don't want to be called Mike. I'm
Yeah.
like, call him Mike, not Michael. But she won't, because because she hates the word, because she hates the name Mike.
Maybe she'll come up with a nickname just like I did for Nugget.
I'll suggest that.
Yeah, I like thinking about why I called him Nugget, which is because I started aggressively singing at him Nugget in a Biscuit by Tobuscus.
Alright.
And then I was like, I paused for like a second, and I'm like, I'm gonna call you Nugget. Then he's like, okay.
We should talk a little bit about Let It Flow.
Oh, God.
Our Frozen parody.
You know, somebody approached me about wanting to do a cover of that, of my cover.
That's great.
It was so awesome. I got so excited. I was like, yeah, you should totally do it. I want to hear it.
Oh, no. For those who want to hear it, it's going to be at the end of the podcast instead of our usual outro. But, yeah, it's pretty epic.
Yeah. Thanks, kudos to the whole FRT Tiny Chat for coming up with the lyrics with us.
Yes. Yeah, for those who don't know, it's we did a cover of Let It Go from Frozen, but we made a masturbatory cover called Let It Flow. Yep. So, you know.
Very NSFW,
yes.
but very funny,
yes.
in my opinion.
Yes, it was brilliant. I couldn't get it out of my head for days.
I literally had to sing Let It Go normally, just so that I could actually sing the real lyrics instead of, like, the masturbating related lyrics.
Yeah.
Which took me a little bit, because then I'd be like, let it go, let it flow. And then I'd be like, fuck! And then I'd be like, cursing myself for like 5 minutes, because I'm like, this is not right, no, this is the other song.
The other one.
And the worst part was that we couldn't stop laughing the whole time before we created the lyrics, because it was like we were talking about, I don't know, what was it that it was something that Bridget said or something like that, and then that's what led to the lyrics.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it, Gina. I did link it to you.
You did.
With my weird ass singing through the whole song.
No, your singing was good though.
Oh god, my stomach hurt so bad after that, because I was between like wanting to just laugh and the power that goes into the song itself.
Yeah, it's not an easy song to sing, so...
No, it really, really isn't. It requires... I applaud Idina Menzel for having that much, like, lung power to sing such a song so effortlessly. Then again, she's a Broadway star, isn't she?
Yep.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Which
That's
I
pretty
saw.
Impressive, though. Yeah?
I didn't see it with Idina Menzel and Chris Chenoweth, but I did see the Broadway version here at UT a couple of weeks ago. Yes, a couple weeks ago. It was fantastic.
Hey. I don't think I've... Oh, I have seen a live musical. I saw Les Mis once.
That was my first live musical.
Yeah. The problem is that I can't really get on with them because I've got a hearing problem.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I'm mostly deaf in one ear. And that can be kind of annoying when you're trying to listen to things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do well in, like, live plays or anything like that unless I've already read the play or whatever.
Yeah.
And no one could pay me enough to read Les Mis. And it's like, you can't even wear a hearing aid to those kind of things because people hit high notes and that, and then it sets your hearing aid off. So, yeah, it starts whistling, and it's like, no.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of musicals, like, personally. Like, I'll watch, like, the Disney movie musicals and stuff like that. Like, I could probably watch, like, Lion King on Broadway. But, like, stuff like, Rent or Wicked or anything like that, it's like, yeah, they're cool, but, like, they're not really for me. Like, other people might like them, but I wouldn't be, like, super, like, into it. Like, a bunch of my friends were like, oh, you gotta go see Les Mis with me, and I was like, I'm not really into it. I don't know what to say. Sorry.
I quite like them, but, you know, I haven't seen them any live.
Yeah.
God, do you know who sucks for, like, hearing aids, though?
Why?
You know, like, Inception.
Oh, God.
And the music in the Inception.
Yeah.
And the Matrix as well. That whole, you know, do.
Yeah.
That dramatic strings and all that.
Yeah.
That's really bad for hearing aids.
God, I can't imagine. Yeah.
You
Hans
have to
Zimmer had some really powerful ass music. I heard like a bit of the Inception soundtrack. That's some shit right there.
It's fine, but usually it's fine. But if it gets to a certain pitch, like a certain high pitch, then it'll set your hearing aid off. Like traffic, you know that beeping for traffic lights when you go across the road. That sets it off as well.
Oh God.
But it's not as bad as it used to be. Now that they've gone from analog to digital. Anyway,
Maybe just working like on better ways so that the hearing aid wouldn't like affect so much, maybe to certain pitches. Maybe they'll be able to find a way so that it'll work better.
Maybe.
Then,
I mean, they already have. It's already come on leaps and bounds since I was a kid. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So there was apparently there's been a massive security breach.
Oh, yeah.
In the internet
Heartbleed.
for the past 2 years or something, stealing all our passwords.
Jesus Christ.
2 years.
Yeah, apparently it's been there for around 2 years. I mean,
That's scary.
it's been there since the implementation of like the HTTPS stuff, hasn't it? So.
Wow. I got really panicky because I went onto Tumblr and then I just refreshed my dashboard and all of a sudden it says it's probably a good time to change your password, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck happened? Is somebody in my account? I got like really nervous, and then I read the article and I was like, holy fuck, like what just happened?
Yeah.
It's like this is the first I was hearing of it.
Yeah, I should probably change my passwords on some stuff, but
Yeah.
I really
Everybody
don't
probably
wanna-
should.
Yeah. I hate changing passwords though, because you remember what they are and then you change them and then you never remember them again.
Yeah. Especially if you use like a password for a long time, like very consistently for like the same account, and then you're just like you have to change it, so then you have to try to remember the new one, just like you said, and then it's like you would still try to go back to the old password sometimes, and then you're like, well, no, it's not this one. What was the new one? Fuck, and then you have to go and change it again so that it'll be something at least closely related. So then, yeah, it's the constant struggle of trying to find a password that you can remember better, but it's not close to your old password so that it doesn't get hacked or anything like that.
I tend to use sentences to remember, where it's the first mnemonics. I use mnemonics to remember passwords because it helps me. That's the only way I can do passwords that are actually secure and not shitty and that I remember.
Yeah, I mean, I'm alright because, like, I have, it's best if you do, like, a series of numbers and letters, but, like, I have a certain series of numbers that I like to use, so, and I use that for stuff. And no, it's not my PIN number.
I would say what I usually use for my passwords, but it would probably actually give away my passwords, but it's like, it's a personal thing, definitely. And then that's what usually helps me remember them. Because
Yeah.
I have like different techniques for remembering different things, since like, my memory is usually pretty shitty. So I'm really careful about that kind of stuff, especially.
Yeah, I tend to use, like, 4 passwords or rotational, so, because, like, if I had to have a password for every single site I'm on, I'd be fucked.
That's what gave me the biggest trouble about trying to get back into my Neopets account, because I had a certain password which was related to what I was super obsessed with back then, and I've long changed it back, but it was like Harry Potter related, and then I was like, well, what the fuck did I put it as with Harry Potter? And then I tried like a bunch of different things, and eventually I managed to get it. And then I just laughed at myself for like 50 years after, because I was like, wow, my little 12-year-old self came up with this password.
But probably the securest password that I have is my Neopets password.
Good use.
You wouldn't even be able to remember it.
No, I wouldn't. I have it saved on a file on my computer somewhere.
Neopets is very important to keep secure.
Yes, it is the most secure. I think it's probably even securer than my bank password.
Very important. No one takes your Neo points.
Very important.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like 4.5 million of them now, so...
Oh my god, Michael.
I don't know how you get all those freaking Neo points. It really gets on my nerves when you tell me you've made like 2 million a day, and I'm like, yep, I made 3,000. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Because we were having a whole discussion about getting the paintbrushes, and then Michael was like, yeah, so I just got really lucky playing this game, and I just got like 6 million. I was like, what? What?
Yeah.
And I was like, I was playing games for like 5 hours, and I had like a total of like 10K at the end of that, and I was like, well, you know, this is how much I've made, and that's like nothing in like the Neopets world. And then it's like, I also have to buy food because I feel bad that I've left my pets starving for so long, and eventually I was just like, let me try to see if I can buy something for them, and then I'm down like 4,000 just because I spent so much on food.
Yeah. I mean, I have about 4.5 million at the moment, and then I have quite a lot more in stuff that I'm hoarding. Because, like,
God damn it,
events
Michael.
just happened, so I got a bunch of the stamps, and they're now worth, like, 100,000 each, so...
Oh my god. Yeah, the inflation happened. You mentioned
Yeah.
the other day that an inflation happened.
But let's not talk a lot about Neopets, because I'm sure our lovely listeners are a bit bored of Neopets now.
My rage with you having so much fucking Neo points on Neopets.
Can be abated, yeah. I thought we could talk a little bit about pansexual versus bisexual, because that's quite a topic, isn't it? A lot of people have a lot of feelings about that topic.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Well, I mean, I don't think this really attributes too much to the discussion, but I've been seeing a lot of like the sexuality discussions on your blog lately.
Yeah, that happens a lot. I don't understand why people are coming to me asking what their sexuality is. Not like I'm discouraging it, but it's like I can't really tell you. I can only sort of point you in a general direction.
Yeah. Yeah,
mean
like
you're-
the general answer usually is just like, well, you know, it's up to you to be able to discover it on your own and learn about yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's only so much I can help with that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You mean you're not fond of it when your blog turns into Avon all of a sudden with no warning?
Yeah, yeah, that happens a lot. I don't know what it is about asexual people and related things being discussed on my blog, but it does come up a lot.
Right, yeah.
But no, so pansexual versus bisexual, because there's this whole thing where people say that pansexual means all attracted to all genders and bisexual means attracted to two genders. But, you know, there's a lot of problems with that, I think, with that interpretation. I think they can mean the same thing, pansexual and bisexual, depending on your definition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much I can attribute to this because I'm not exactly an expert on that kind of stuff, especially because, well, I guess I should just probably openly admit it. I've been questioning my sexuality a lot lately, from heterosexual to possibly bisexual.
Hey.
So I don't know, but this is like the first that I've made mention to it anywhere, so yeah.
Well, that's a momentous occasion. Someone's coming out on our podcast. Congratulations.
I really don't know what to do about it, so I
joined the... you get to a fist bump and to join the queer club.
Mm-hmm.
it's still a lot of, you know, self-discovery, just like everybody else who's questioning their sexuality should be going through. But
Yeah.
I guess I could just kind of take a step back and let you guys have the floor because I talked a lot and I'm not entirely educated on this to talk about this, so.
We're all queers here.
Queer club.
The podcast, officially the queer club. Anyway. No, so what did you think, Gina, about the whole pansexual versus bisexual thing?
About what in particular?
Well, like, because some people say, because I don't know if it's really helpful to have, like, definitions that are, because a lot of people are like, oh yes, pansexual means all, and then bisexual means, like, two, and that's transphobic, and
I guess, yeah.
bigender
Okay.
erasure and all that and stuff.
I mean, I don't really agree with the idea of it being, like, inherently transphobic, because
Mhm.
even if you do mean two genders, it could be something as simple as, like, you're interested in, like, women and then a certain subset of non-binary people, and that's still two. That's not transphobic. You're still acknowledging that transgender people and non-binary people exist. I also don't think that it's helpful to police people like that. Like, it
Mhm.
means whatever you want it to mean. I've also seen people take bisexual to mean interested in genders like your own and unlike your own, and that's still two separate groups, so it still fits in the bi category, and it's really up to them to do it, not other people.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing, because yes, bi means two, but that doesn't necessarily have to mean male/female. It can mean same and other as well. And I think in practice it could mean virtually the same thing as pansexual. But the key thing about pansexual is that it works as a really good indicator for trans people as to who might... Because, like, bisexual, it's kind of potluck as to whether they've considered dating a trans person or not.
But at the same time, I mean, not to like say that all pansexual people are like this, but I've met some pansexual people who use it as like a holier than thou, like I'm better than bisexual people, and they treat it to mean more like, oh, I see the person, not
That's
their
something I
gender,
see all
and that's
over
just
the
not
place.
helpful either.
Yeah, that's not helpful. No, that can get annoying as well. But I think in general, like, well, the whole point of pansexual is really to say that, yes, I've considered trans people and I would date trans people. Like, that's basically, when you strip it back, that's the point of pansexual. But, like, not trans people, but trans people, intersex people, people that might not fit into stereotypical male/female gender. Like, I think that's the point, basically. And and you can be bisexual and do the same thing, but I think generally pansexual is a good indicator for people who might not quite fit into the same strict gender roles as, but you know, whatever people want to identify with, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I do both. I switch around constantly, depending on what's
I don't.
easy.
I just don't name it. That's how
I
I go
just use
about it.
queer
Yeah.
when anybody seems interested for whatever reason. queer. It's a good umbrella term for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I like that one as well. And sometimes I'll just say I'm gay just for ease. Because, like, queer
Yeah.
people are going to ask questions, you know? I mean, it's alright on the internet. That I don't mind. It's like when we come off the internet and have to engage with people offline, you know? That sucks.
Yeah.
luckily I am extremely antisocial, so nobody ever asks, and I already have a girlfriend, so I have to look. So
Oh, yeah, see, I work for
Safe
the
there.
bloody... I work for a council, so that sucks. Like, it's fine. My boss is great, so that's fine. But it's like when you have to leave and go to, like, workplaces and stuff. And meetings and things like that. Bleh, meetings. Ties. Suits.
I think like the thing that I struggled a lot with was I treated a lot of like how I looked at my sexuality the way I looked at my religion, which is I never really brought it up unless it was talked about, and I usually just identified as heterosexual because the thing is, like, admittedly I am attracted to men still,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, when I was younger and especially recently, like I start noticing like different behaviors in me, and then I'm just like, I'm not sure how I would put a name to it, or if I even want to put a name to it, because it's still really confusing for me personally to be able to understand what is going on, and I'm like getting really nervous right now. I don't know how to explain it without rambling off on it, but it's hard to be able to put a name to what it is specifically when it doesn't fit under what people constantly hammer on you is that regulations of that sexuality.
I did something similar. I was raised Catholic, and I went to Catholic school till I was like 10 or 12, and I did something similar that I used a lot of lesbophobia to deny that I was demisexual or asexual at the time, because I was like, oh well, I can't be a lesbian, so I have to be straight, but I knew that didn't fit either, so it took a really long time to like find a word that actually worked and meant something to me, as opposed to these things that I knew it wasn't, but I had to pretend to be to like fit a certain ideal of who I thought I was supposed to be, or who my parents wanted me to be.
And it's harder because in the time that I was growing up with, and especially because I was surrounded by the people that I was surrounded by, I never knew there was anything besides like gay and lesbian and heterosexual. And there was like the bisexuality was brought up to me when I was in middle school, but it was hammered into my brain that it was a phase thing, that was the cool in thing, and that it's not an actual legitimate like sexuality, and just like all the hurtful stuff that there is already towards the label and towards people who are bisexual was just brought on me. And then once I became more educated and realized, hey, there's a lot more out there than just this. There's pansexual, there's demisexual, there's people who choose not to, not to like label themselves just because that's just how they feel. And just like this whole wide open variety of possibilities, just like there is with like gender, then that really, I think, kind of just eased it a little bit and just like made it easier to think, hey, I'm still attracted to guys, and I can also be attracted to girls, and I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's
Well, no,
kind of jumping.
no,
on the
I
rail,
understand in a way, because like I struggled with that a lot myself, like, because the big thing with me was that sexuality was never an issue with me because I had other things going on with my head, and so like it came to a point where it was like, well, I don't really care, like it's like I like pretty people and that's it, and they can be whatever gender, and I'll just label that queer and that's fine. Because it just gets to a point where like I don't know, like, because it ends up being like with a lot of ifs and buts, and like
yeah,
like like it's like oh I'm pansexual, but I really like guys a lot, and I like this certain kind of body type, but sometimes I don't, and sometimes I do, and then it's like it just gets into.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about what I've been hearing a lot, like whenever I start becoming more educated with like people and their sexualities, where they'll just be like, yeah, I'm bisexual, but I tend to lean more towards this one gender because that's just how I feel, and it's just okay. Like it's like,
yeah,
why are you gonna try to determine whether or not they're bisexual or not just because they happen to prefer one over the other, and that's just how they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people don't realise, especially like heterosexual people, that like when you're bisexual, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Like, or pansexual or whatever. It's like it could be like 95% one gender, 1% another gender, 4% another gender, you know. So people often forget that part. Anyway, we should probably think about winding down. We've been recording for over an hour now, so...
Yeah, got pretty deep in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, super deep. We got anything that we'd like to cover before we say goodbye?
I was kind of hoping to have the giveaway ready by now, but I still don't, and I apologize. But I do want to celebrate that I finally hit 500 followers.
Yay, 500
Yay.
followers.
So, that's just my little celebration there. And yeah.
Would now be a really shitty time to say that I'm probably going to have 3,000 followers by the time this podcast comes out.
Jesus
You're so
Christ.
rude.
Just, you know, eclipse your little 500 there.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just what I do.
Thanks for putting the spotlight on you, buddy.
Yeah. I'm the sun to your moon.
Oh, but that's really cute, though. And everybody could be the stars.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to plug, or
Not me.
no? Do you want to plug your Tumblr or anything?
No.
No, you don't. If you seriously don't want me to plug your Tumblr, just tell me, because I usually
Oh, I mean,
link them.
you can link it if you want. I don't mind
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Okay.
Jess, is there anything that you want to plug?
No, you can just link it to
Yeah.
my Tumblr, but yeah, no, not really.
Hey, okay, so
Yeah.
I'm Feminist Rooster Teeth, and you should probably already be following me, hopefully. Otherwise, I don't know how you found this podcast, but good on
Yeah.
you. But also, you can contact me on FeministRT on Twitter, and you can email us at feministroosterteeth@gmail.com if you want to give any feedback about the podcast or anything like that. Or, you know, suggest topics or whatever. We're pretty open. We're pretty cool, aren't we, guys?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That was a long pause. Yeah, we're super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll say goodbye then. Thank you for listening to the 9th Feminist Rooster Teeth podcast. Don't forget to carry on listening for our Let It Flow, which is non-safe for work, so you may want to plug some headphones in if you're listening in a library or in front of your parents or...
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes. Alright, well, bye. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Let it flow, let it flow. My jizz can reach the sky. Let it flow, let it flow. You'll never see me cry. The hero Jack and hero spray. Let the jizz rage on.